Imagine you're dropped into the wild. No stove, no barbecue, not even a match. Now imagine. That's not for a day or a week, but for your entire life. Because for most of human history, fire didn't exist in our daily lives. Yet somehow, our ancestors survived. They hunted, they grew, they evolved, and eventually they became us. But here's the question. What exactly did humans eat before they learned to cook? Did they tear into raw meat like predators? Did they survive on berries and roots? Or was their diet something completely different? The answer reveals one of the most important chapters in human evolution, and it may explain why modern humans became the dominant species on Earth. Today, almost everything we eat is cooked. Cooking softens food, kills dangerous bacteria, makes digestion easier, and unlocks more calories. We take these advantages for granted, but early humans had none of them. Every meal had to be eaten exactly as nature provided it, raw, tough, and often difficult to digest. This created a major challenge. The human brain is incredibly energy hungry. Even though it represents only a small percentage of our body weight, it consumes a huge amount of energy every day. So, where did our ancestors get enough calories to support survival? The answer begins millions of years ago. Long before modern humans appeared, our ancestors looked very different. They lived in forests and open grasslands. They had smaller brains, stronger jaws, and much larger teeth. Those features provide an important clue. Scientists studying fossil skulls noticed that early human ancestors possessed powerful chewing muscles. Why? Because much of their food required intense chewing. Imagine spending hours every day simply processing your meals with your teeth. That's exactly what many researchers believe happened. Their menu likely included fruits, leaves, seeds, tubers, roots, and other tough plant materials gathered from the environment. In many ways, their diet probably resembled that of modern primates. But plants alone may not tell the whole story. For a long time, scientists assumed early humans mainly survived on plants. Then researchers began finding something interesting. Ancient animal bones, lots of them. Many contained cut marks created by sharp stone tools. This suggested that early humans were not simply gathering plants. They were also accessing meat, sometimes through hunting, sometimes by scavenging carcasses left behind by larger predators. Picture a group of early humans approaching a recently abandoned kill. The lions are gone, the danger remains, but so does an opportunity. Every scrap of meat represented precious energy, and energy meant survival. Even raw meat provided something extremely valuable: calories, protein, and fat stores that were often difficult to obtain from plants alone. This discovery changed how scientists viewed our ancestors. They weren't just gatherers, they were opportunistic survivors, willing to eat whatever helped them stay alive. But there was a catch. Raw food comes with serious limitations. Raw plants can be tough, raw roots can be fibrous, raw meat requires enormous chewing effort, and much of the energy remains locked away inside the food itself. In other words, early humans may have spent a huge portion of their day simply eating. Some anthropologists estimate that our ancestors likely needed far more chewing time than modern humans. Imagine spending several hours every day just trying to extract enough calories to survive. That's time not spent exploring, not spent building tools, and not spent developing more complex social behavior. Something had to change. And eventually it did. At some point, early humans learned to control fire. This wasn't just another invention. It may have been one of the most important breakthroughs in evolutionary history. Cooking transformed food. Meat became softer. Roots became easier to digest. Nutrients became more accessible. Calories became easier to obtain. Suddenly, humans could gain more energy while spending less time chewing. And that extra energy may have fueled something extraordinary: the growth of larger brains. Some scientists believe cooking helped create the conditions that allowed human intelligence to flourish. Fire didn't simply warm our ancestors. It may have helped reshape the future of our species. So what was the answer? There wasn't a single prehistoric menu. Early humans probably ate whatever their environment provided: fruits, leaves, nuts, seeds, roots, insects, eggs, and when available, raw meat. Their diet was flexible because survival demanded flexibility. They weren't picky eaters. They couldn't afford to be. Every meal was part of an endless struggle against hunger, and that adaptability became one of humanity's greatest strengths. The story of what humans ate before fire isn't really about food. It's about survival. Long before kitchens, recipes, and restaurants existed, our ancestors navigated a harsh world using intelligence, curiosity, and adaptability. They learned how to find food where others couldn't. They learned how to extract energy from difficult environments. And eventually, they learned to control fire itself, a discovery that would forever change the course of human history. Because sometimes the biggest leap forward doesn't begin with a tool or a weapon, but with a simple meal. If you enjoyed this journey into humanity's ancient past, subscribe for more fascinating stories about evolution, survival, and the hidden moments that shaped our species. And until next time, stay curious.